After an employee faces an extended leave from work due to mental or physical health challenges, employers must reintegrate them back into the workplace with a return-to-work program. But what happens with those tricky, complex cases? How can employers avoid alienating those employees and ensure they stay safe in their role as they rejoin the workforce? We spoke with Rachel Mitchell, a return-to-work consultant at Ergo Inc., to hear some best practices.
Some of the really complex return-to-work cases that we see are ones that have been going on for long periods of time. So this might be a case of a condition of chronic pain where someone is really having difficulties sort of building up tolerances in order to get back to work. Some of the other complex claims that we're starting to see now having to deal with are things like mental health issues in the workplace, cognitive impairments, and all of the challenges that go along with really figuring out what somebody's abilities actually are in those types of scenarios and then matching them appropriately to the job. When an employee is coming back to work with some sort of physical impairment, we have sort of general strategies that we put in place to ensure that we have enough accommodations. It's so important that the first job that we try to fit somebody back into is their pre-injury job, if at all possible. And in any of those places where their physical capabilities do not match the job, then we have to make sure that we've lined up those accommodations, that they're in writing, that everyone kind of agrees on the accommodations. The worker is part of that collaborative process. We need to look at how do we best promote that worker's body postures and body mechanics so that in the way in which they do the job, we are not stressing anything new, we are not potentially creating any new issues for the worker, and that we're doing everything we can to ensure that they can be successful. When we're looking at the job matching process, it's really important as these cases get more complicated that we start to involve the healthcare practitioners more and we develop more of a collaborative process with the employee so that we can better understand what their capabilities actually are. We often don't have enough information from sort of basic restrictions that come in order to really understand what it is that an employee is going to have challenges with and what they can do. And so if we build a return to work plan in more of a collaborative way with their healthcare providers, with their rehab providers, and with the employee's input, then we better understand what the challenges are likely to be. If I was going to offer a piece of advice to employers, I think we need to take a step back and look at how do we build a corporate culture where we are fostering goodwill among all of the parties. I think that people need to feel that a return to work process is always in the best interest of the worker, that we are concerned about them being successful, and that the work environment is open and inviting. And we have to remember all those small psychosocial factors that go into play in terms of motivating people to be at work and building the confidence of the worker and having all of their co-workers support them in that return to work process to allow these really complex cases to be successful.
For more health and safety videos, subscribe to our Canadian Occupational Safety YouTube channel. Make sure to also follow us on Twitter at COS Magazine for the latest health and safety news updates. For Canadian Occupational Safety, I'm Amanda Siliker.